Hey there, everyone. Good morning, or whatever time it is where you are. I'm Kathy Mazak, Academic Women's Writing Coach, and this is day four of the Summer Writing Challenge. We've got a lot of great stuff to jump into today, so if you are joining me live, go ahead and drop me a hello in the comments. Tell me where you're joining from. I'm so happy to see your faces, virtual faces, in your profile picture faces in the comments. Hi, Jennifer. Okay, so anyway, Jennifer, even if you can't get your internet to load the video, you can listen to me. If you can hear me, it's good enough. It's just my face. There's no slides today. Tomorrow there's gonna be slides. Okay, today we're talking about writing momentum. Hi, Bridget! Yay, from France! Yay! My daughter's studying French. My daughter's 12. She wants to go to Paris. And so my husband, who is like, he's too much. He told her, you can go to Paris for your quinceañero, which is like your 15th birthday party, which is the tradition in Puerto Rico. And we're like, we won't do a party. We'll go on a trip and we'll all go to France. And these are like big dreams that it's going to take a lot of saving monthly between now and then to get there. So, but anyway, this is the idea. This is like the big dreamy goal. So he told her, well, you need to learn how to speak French before you go. So she's taking French lessons so that she can go to France for her 15th birthday, which I'm realizing, like, I've reverse engineered this in my head, and this is now like 3 years away. I'm like, how are we going to save up for that? Anyway, we'll see how it works. Maybe she'll be going with her father by herself. So, okay, good morning, good morning. All right, so here we are, and today we're talking about writing momentum. So one of the themes of the Summer Writing Challenge has definitely been like this idea of creating a positive relationship between you and your writing, and like really concrete ways that we can do that by goal setting, by scheduling out, instead of like these big amorphous blobs of time for writing, that we have a smaller and more realistic writing schedule. Hi, Martha. Good morning. So anyway, what we're going to kind of continue that, because today we're going to be talking about momentum, and momentum is certainly, like, for all my sciencey people out there, a elusive concept. There's no science behind momentum. Maybe there is. I don't know about it. Well, like the actual definition of momentum from physics. But when I'm talking about writing momentum, it's really like that feeling of like you're on a roll, right? And so I think everybody wants to have that feeling about their writing. And what I want you to know is that that's something that you can create, but it takes a little bit of planning and work on your part. So maybe you've experienced, and let me know in the comments if you've ever like kind of experienced what you would consider momentum in your writing, where you're kind of on a roll. You feel like there's energy, you're excited to sit down and write. All of that is what we really want in our writing. So I have identified 6 ways to create writing momentum, because I want, like, a big message I want everybody to hear is that changes in our writing and making our writing better and making our experience of writing better, these are things that we can actively do. Like, we need to know what they are, what we need to do, but there's like steps you can take to make momentum happen. Maybe you've experienced it kind of like by accident before, so we want to do it on purpose. And that's the same thing with all the things I'm teaching about this idea of a positive experience with your writing. Maybe you've done some of them and gotten a result a little bit by accident before, but we want to be systematic and deliberate about it. So I'm going to name you the 6 things for creating writing momentum. So some of them we've talked about already, and one I'm going to focus on today, and another one I'm going to focus on tomorrow. So strategy number 1 for creating writing momentum is small sessions consistently. Okay, so again, we've talked about this so much this week. We want it to go for small chunks of time, small being 1 hour, 2 hours, not 6 hours, 8 hours. So small writing sessions, and with consistency. Not necessarily everyday consistency, but with some kind of planned out consistency. All right. Tomorrow, I'm going to be diving in depth into how to select the time of day to plan those small sessions, what you can accomplish with using this method, which I call Tiger Time. And I'm going to get really detailed about that tomorrow. So I'll just leave that there. But strategy 1 is small sessions consistently. Strategy 2 is what we've been talking about all week, which is creating cycles of positivity around your writing. And we do this by, as we've talked about before, goal setting, breaking projects into tasks, setting our goals half as far for twice as long so that we hit them with success and we get the feeling of hitting goals with success. Okay, so we've talked about that a lot. So strategy 2 is creating cycles of positivity around writing. Okay, strategy 3 was yesterday's theme, which is creating writing rewards, right? And yesterday, and you can go back and watch that video if you didn't see it, we talked about what kind of rewards you can create for yourself. And we talked about having small rewards and large rewards depending on, small rewards frequently can be something as simple as putting a sticker in your calendar whenever you've hit your writing goal, and then larger rewards around submitting and that kind of stuff. So that's what we talked about yesterday, and that's strategy 3. And strategy 4, I want to sit on this one for a little while. So strategy 4 is doing a writing sprint, okay? And the idea of a writing sprint is that you're going to select a project and you're going to do very consistent, concentrated work on it for 2 weeks. The idea of a sprint is just like a running sprint. You're not going to write an entire article during a sprint, okay? Just like you're not going to run a whole marathon at a sprint's pace. The purpose of a writing sprint is to move the needle significantly on a piece of writing. And it's a good strategy to use when you are, when you're feeling like you have a stalled out project, when you feel like you have an almost done project that's been sitting at that 80% done spot for a while, or to, just any kind of project that you need to move the needle. It can be to start off or to, infuse some energy into a project. You can plan a writing sprint. And a couple of things about the writing sprint. One is that you are going to only work on one writing project during your writing sprint. Okay, so that's really important. So you select one project to work on. Again, the idea that I want you to, a bigger idea that I want to connect this to is that you're always trying to, you're always trying to make it feel like you're doing just one thing. So we're never doing just one thing, but like the little kind of thing that we aspire to is to be only working on one project at a time. This is never possible, right? That's why we have pipelines, because we have projects at different stages of done. We have data collection and we have this and we have that. We have stuff in draft. We have stuff getting revised. So you always have multiple projects going on, but we want to simulate working on one project. And that's what a writing sprint does. It says for 2 weeks, we're going to put all of our other writing projects aside and we're going to simulate, like we're pretending that we're working on just one thing. Hi, Gina. Thank you for joining. So that's the idea of the writing sprint. And to explain a writing sprint in like a couple sentences, you're going to block 2 weeks on your calendar. You're going to write every day during that 2 weeks for 1 to 2 hours, but not longer than that because it's not realistic. And that type of consistency, that, Monday through Friday, 1 or 2 hours a day, the idea of the sprint is that, okay, we can't sustain that all the time, but we could sustain it for 2 weeks. And you could even try to just do 1 week, right? Longer than 2 weeks is too long. You can't sprint for longer than 2 weeks because you'll burn out on the project. Okay. Hi, Trisha. So Now I want to give you my exciting announcement before we move on to strategies 5 and 6, because it has to do with writing sprints. Okay, so my exciting announcement is that tomorrow I am opening the doors for my summer program that is called the Academic Women's Writing Roadmap 2.0. Okay, so the Academic Women's Writing Roadmap is a course that I've been running for several years, and I have redesigned it into a 12-week program that fits nicely into the summer. And the beautiful thing about the program is that all the videos are recorded. So even though there's a 12-week syllabus and I say like, okay, we're doing module 1 this week and module 2 next week, you have the ability to speed up or slow down in order to accommodate your summer. And what the program does is it teaches you all the strategies that you need in order to have a successful writing life inside of academia. It really is kind of like all my core teachings wrapped up into one beautiful recorded bundle that you can go back to again and again as you move through your career. It's for anyone at any stage of their academic career from late stage PhD on. Okay, so if you're not a late stage PhD, if you're not, dissertating or almost dissertating and beyond, then it's probably not for you. But it was designed to kind of capture into one program all the things I wish I knew in my first couple years on the tenure track. So many of you, and I know there have been posts in the groups in the I Should Be Writing Facebook group about this. If you have felt like, what do I wish, if somebody asked the other day, like, what do you wish you would have known when you were starting a tenure track job? This program is what I wish I would have known, particularly related to writing. Okay, so what I wish I would have known about how to get writing done so that you don't feel guilty, so that you don't feel overwhelmed, so that you don't feel like you should be writing all the time, because you shouldn't be writing all the time, and you shouldn't feel the guilt of I should be writing all the time. So this program is what I created based on my experience on the tenure track, being a mom of 3 and trying to smush writing and all my academic stuff into daycare hours, basically. So if you're looking to not write on nights and weekends next year, and maybe not even work on nights and weekends next year, this is a program that will help you to get your academic life under control with writing at the center, and will help you to be more productive in your writing this summer, but also next year. So I'm going to be talking more about that tomorrow. Look out in your email for information about how to enroll in the course. Again, the course starts May 20th. Registration opens tomorrow and it closes on the 17th. So you have a week to register. We did some pre-registration webinars, so we've already got 7 new students into the group, which I'm super excited about. And there's lots of good things to talk about there. But what I'll tell you is that part of that program is a 2-week guided writing sprint, where basically there's a video every day for 2 weeks. And during the videos, what you learn is how to break your project into tasks. So it walks you through like how to select your project you're going to sprint on, how to break that project into tasks, and then how to complete the sprint with daily lessons, short videos that talk about, different sections of the writing that you'll do. You basically learn how to create a project plan and do a sprint, which is a skill that will really serve you well throughout your whole writing life. So that is part of the Academic Women's Writing Roadmap. It's weeks 8 and 9 in the program, although you'll have access to the materials on May 20th. So you can start, you can use that writing sprint, whenever you need it, but we'll all be doing it together weeks 8 and 9 of the program. So that's that. Now let's talk about strategies 5 and 6. So strategy number 5 for creating writing momentum is to find a writing group or make one yourself. So I have been seeing people in the I Should Be Writing Facebook group connect up and become partners or form little groups. That's amazing. What you want to find are other people who want to talk craft with you. other people who take a similar perspective on academic writing that you take, so that you can share your frustrations and your wins. And you really want people who are not going to be jealous of you and who are really just going to be supporting of what you're doing. We have, again, like subgroups are forming inside of the I Should Be Writing Facebook group that I think could help with this. As part of the 12-week course, you get 15 weeks, so it's extended access to my online writing group, which is called the Academic Women's Writing Collective. And we have over 100 women in there who are using a tool called Mighty Networks, which is a non-Facebook community tool, to basically a social network, but not Facebook, to talk about writing, talk about craft, share ideas, encourage each other, and write together, which is what we do in the collective. We have weekly co-writing sessions. So however you want to get it done, strategy 5 is to find a writing group or make one yourself. Strategy 6 is going on a writing retreat. And before you freak out and say, I can't go on a writing retreat, I will find the link for the how to create your own, zero to low cost writing retreat. I have a handout about that. I'll send it to the people who sign up for the Summer Writing Challenge. I will send you my handout about creating your own writing retreat. But basically the idea is, again, to create momentum, change things up. And so that can be done by actually going on a writing retreat. If, take yourself somewhere, so the high end version of this is, to find an academic writing retreat and go on it. I'm hosting one in July, and then a very special one in August, because from now on, my writing retreats are going to just be for my Amplify participants, which is my special pre-tenure writing program. But there's other people who offer academic writing retreats at different times of year. So that's like the high end version. Like if you want to just invest some money and you can get your university, if you can get your university to support you, that's a great idea. But you can also kind of recreate the magic of a writing retreat yourself at different price points. So one thing that you could do, and maybe this is something that is available to you in the summer, would be to find an Airbnb or a hotel nearby and invest a couple $100 in 2 or 3 nights at a hotel for just you or you and a writing friend. And all you're doing is writing. Not all you're doing is writing, but that's your writing retreat. So you get focused time for writing, away from the kitchen and having to cook, away from the kids or the spouse or the cats or whatever is needing your attention. And so the idea is like a shift in physical place that gives you a shift in perspective. Okay. So, again, I have a handout about this that I will send you in a follow-up email. And then, so that's kind of like, you could spend a couple $100. Cheaper is, you find a place that it would be appropriate to go and hang out. So one such place could be, a coffee shop, but not the coffee shop in your town, a coffee shop in a town half an hour over or something, so that you're not going to see all your friends while you're there. You're going to basically be strangers. And you pull out, 2 days a week and you go and sit in the coffee shop. And, you have a little budget for buying yourself food so you don't have to worry about that. You bring your laptop and you set up a little writing retreat there. Yes, Jennifer says, this sounds so heavenly. I just have to figure out how to get the family on board so I could sneak away. Like, absolutely. That's the thing. So it has to be like a little, I call them sometimes like a sneak away retreat. And so, like, for example, my kids are going to camp this summer. So as long as I plan the pickups and drop-offs, I don't have to sleep overnight someplace else. I could potentially, find a spot to be Another place to look is like hotel lobbies. Like I'm just thinking of like comfy but public spaces for you to be. You could, get a cubicle in your library or a study room in your library, or a library over some, like in another university or close by place, or, your public library, and really treat it as like, this is some time for me while the kids are someplace else or while the family is doing whatever they do on weekdays. So you could do like a Thursday and a Friday, and it's just a day retreat. It's not like actually leaving and sleeping over anywhere. So again, like trying to think of ideas, the core part of like a self-made writing retreat is a change of place that gives you a change of perspective. So you can't do it in your office. You could switch offices with somebody on campus. Like you could find a buddy and switch offices, or you could find a conference room that's not being used. Like I'm just trying to think of like brainstorming spaces that would be free. You need to be physically someplace different than you normally are, and someplace that doesn't have like the normal things that pull at you. So like if you're home, like for me, I do okay at home ignoring chores, but there's always like, oh, I could be straightening this up, or, oh, dang, I want to eat something, but I need to unload the dishwasher. Like you want to take those things off of your plate. Hi, Nifa. Yes, great. So you want it to be like a change of perspective enough, a change of place enough that you don't have your normal everyday things pulling at you. Like if I go to my office, there's going to be a stack of like, the stuff I left, like paperwork stuff I left until the end of the semester that needs to be done. You don't want any of those things pulling at your writing. So think about it. Try to be creative. Again, like we want solutions that could be free up until very expensive, right? Like, because traveling someplace for a writing retreat is an investment. And but I want you to think about like your time is also an investment, and that writing deserves that investment. Okay. Because investment in your writing is investment in yourself, investment in your career. And really like when it comes down to it, getting the writing done in a way that helps you publish enough and more than enough for your own personal career goals, that's what's going to get you the things that you want. Like everything is connected back to that. So when we continue to like push away writing and let it fall to the bottom of the list and think that somehow, writing process is going to resolve itself magically, and be different somehow, like without our effort or time, that's a mistake. Like you're writing time invested, like you're just these 20-minute workshops this week. Time invested in your writing is time invested in yourself and your career and your happiness. So I want you to feel good about investing that time, and sometimes about investing money. Like truth be told, like sometimes we are going to want to invest actual cash in our writing. And what a writing retreat does is it kind of honors the writing. And the after effects of the writing retreat are also like it's almost like recalibrating the role of writing in your career and the importance of writing. Because if you will take a whole day that you could be doing anything while the kids are at day camp, or while you pay a babysitter, or while the kids are at grandma's or whatever, if you're going to invest a whole day in creating a writing retreat for yourself, or if you're going to invest a couple $1,000s in traveling to a writing retreat, then that is saying something about the role and importance of writing. And when you leave the writing retreat, whether it's a self-made one or an actual trip somewhere that you take, when you leave that, you have recentered yourself around your writing. And I think that's the real thing that gives you momentum. And that is the kind of after effects of a writing retreat, is that importance. And we get importance in our writing by, investing time in it, investing training in it, investing money in it if we have to. So those are my 6 strategies for creating writing momentum. I'm so excited that you joined me today. It's really been fun, and I want to talk to you about tomorrow's lesson. So tomorrow, which is Friday, I am going to be going live at 11 a.m. Eastern, and I'm going to be teaching my signature method of writing, and the title of it is How to Write More Without Big Blocks of Time. But the idea of it is here's what I don't teach. I don't teach a write every day method. I don't teach a word count method. I don't teach any method that could make you feel guilty. I teach a writing method that is specifically for people who have felt guilt and overwhelm around their writing, and it's for eliminating that guilt and overwhelm. And again, creating positivity between you and your writing, which sounds kind of woo-woo, but is really so super important. So thank you, Jasmine, for coming, and thank you, Juan Holly Wong, for coming too. It's been great to see you every day. Don't think that I don't notice. Like, I notice who comes every day. And if you don't come every day, it's totally fine, but I feel happy when people show up, and I love to see you in the comments. So join me at 11 tomorrow. If you, again, like always, if you can't join tomorrow at 11, the Facebook Lives will stay up on my page for a while. And I'm also creating, they're also going to YouTube. And so I don't have, I'm in development of my YouTube channel, but there will be like a summer writing challenge. Hi, Kimberly. There will be like a summer writing challenge playlist on my YouTube channel eventually. So they will be there for you when you need to see them. And I hope that I see you tomorrow. And meanwhile, have a great day.